Hi everybody, it's Spring with Soaps and Suds and Such, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit about the solitary bees that we are taking a really big interest in, and why I can't use the table to do this. This is why. We have got a lot going on with 3D printing, my son, and we've got some with painting. As you can see on that box, is covered in paint, but just some different things. So I'm going to be taking it to the living room on the couch, and I'll show you how I'm going to be doing what I'm going to be doing. Okay, what we've got here is bamboo. Now, if you've seen anything about solitary bees, they like holes. They like to go inside of, like, holes in the ground or holes in the wood or something of that nature. Well, they sell, you can buy these type reed, you know, some of them are bamboo, some of them are, I think, cardboard, and but we don't want to do that because that gets into money. Now, we did buy a couple little houses. We've got a video up of those. If you haven't watched it, you may want to watch it. But we wanted to do our own. So we just went. We have bamboo growing. If you're lucky enough to have bamboo growing. We also did use a type of
variegated reed grass.
Yeah, variegated reed grass, and I'll show you some of that later. But if you can see, they are opened. If I'm pointing them right, okay, they have the holes. They have hole on both sides. You want it on both sides because with bamboo, you tend to have a like closing off, and you want to cut where you don't have that closing. Now, what I've got here is this is some. Whoops, lost my tape. Some brown, just kind of like what would you call that? I want to say a type of pasteboard, but it's really thin, bendable. And then this is printer paper. Now, you can use either one. And you could, I think you can even use like types of wax paper, stuff of that nature. Then I've got here, this is a, oh, what do they call that thing?
Skewer.
A skewer, yeah. And then I've got just a like chopstick type, you know, stick here. And those are for getting this to go in here. Then you want a pair of scissors. Well, first off, the way I like to do it is I'll lay down my on here like so. I want it to be longer. And then say we're just going to use this printer paper. Let me move it out of my way. I just lay it down on it. And then get a guideline or what so, because you want to go above your bamboo so that you have something to fold down. And then I'm just going to cut that about right there. I just kind of give it a guesstimate. Okay, and then I'm going to take my stick. I like to use the stick for the bigger type holes. The little skewer comes in handy when you're dealing with such as that versus that. Okay, but we are dealing with the bigger one, so I just like to roll. So I'm going to take it from the straight, and I do it like that. Whoops, I happen to have two of them here. Didn't know there was two pieces of paper. Okay, and then I just start rolling. And yes, this is time consuming, but we will have reward from this. The reward will come from the bees because they will help to pollinate all of our plants and probably many of the neighbors' plants. And you see I have that rolled up perfect there. So now I can just insert this with the stick into my tube, which is my bamboo. And then I'm just kind of taking my fingers, since that's a large bamboo, I can stick my finger right in there. I'm getting it straight, figuring out which end I want to be my, I think I want that one, if you can see. And the reason we use the tubes, why do we use the tubes? You don't have to use the paper tubes, but by doing so, I think it's the fall. Do you remember what month, Jesse? We will be able to take these tubes out and actually remove our cocoons, separate pollen mites, get out anything that's bad and harmful to the little bee cocoons.
Foul brood.
Yes.
Other pests.
We can remove all that.
October.
I think it is
harvest.
October. Don't quote me on that, but I think. And if you can see, I took a piece of my tape and I just taped that. So there we have our little piece. Now, whenever I go to pull this out of whatever container I used to put it in, and I'm going to show you a couple, cheap, easy containers here in a few minutes. But when I go to pull that out, I just pull it out. I can take my tape loose and, like so, take my tape loose. I'll just show you for namesake here. Take out my tube and unroll, and there's my cocoons. Perfect. I can get out the cocoons, get out all the bad stuff, and then you can store your cocoons in the refrigerator. You don't want to get them too cold. I think I'd have to ask our son a little bit more about that. He's
Any excess pollen you can take out at that time, because they'll forage as soon as they come out in the spring. They'll go straight to flowers. That's just excess that they put in there for the babies that they didn't use before they went into the cocoon.
Okay, and I'm going to get him to pause that for a minute. I've got to get my other tape. Okay, now we're going to do one with our brown paper and using our skewer. Now this is a bit more difficult than using your printer paper. Your printer paper is a lot easier to use, but I like using this. I really like using this because it's natural. It just seems more natural to me. I mean, it just may be me, but kind of like a brown paper bag versus plastic. Which is more natural to you in your opinion? Well, the brown paper bag, because if it was to get put outside, it is going to decompose, where your plastic is not going to, in my opinion. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to just roll this, and I like to take, actually, the pointy end, if you can see, and I like to put it right there. Like I said, more difficult. I've actually done some by hand, because you've got some of your bamboo that are tiny, and you cannot get a paper in all of them. Some of your little bees are teensy weensy tiny, and we want to put out homes for them too. I just haven't figured out how to actually get a paper in there, because they are so teensy. And if you've got any ideas, or any tricks, or any way of, lining the little bamboo, let us know.
Like
we
the
would
leaf
love to know.
cutters and
Yes.
that type.
We would love to know. And then I'm just going to, well, actually, I want to see if I got a smaller one. Because these smaller ones that one tend to roll pretty good. Let's see if that one, yep. It goes right in there, but you see it's tight. It's very tight. But we've got it. And these are not cut straight. They don't have to be cut straight. Then I'm just going to bend this. What? Pause me, honey. Sorry. Okay, I got it. Sorry about that. Fumble fingers. Okay, I'm just folding that down. And then again, get my tape. Whoops, that's all of that tape. And I'm just using your normal, like you'd wrap a gift with tape. You can use whatever type you think. I'm not, we're going to have them in containers to try to shield them from the rain. But there you go. And that has got the little paper in it, if you can see. That would be for one of your tiny bees. The bigger one for more like a maybe a blue orchard or the mason bee. This probably a leaf cutter bee. But we have a video, check it out, on about some bees that we did order, some of the reeds. But I also want to show you something. Okay, here I have a selection that I've already done. All of these have got paper in them, if you can see that. Now, see, here's a good example of what I was talking about right here. Let me show you this. When your bamboo grows, it has like sections. You can see that. That is closed off. You can't get anything down in there. Now this one here, I'll probably use it as a filler, because I can't remove, I can't get the paper right. I could stick one in there, but getting it back out, I'd have to use tweezers. And
Can't we just print
I've
it
actually
down and show them where to cut it up?
Well, I've actually got one in there, but you have to take tweezers to get it out, because this end you can't just fold it down on it and tape it. Now, and another good one to show here. See how tiny? I can't figure out how to get paper tubes into these. Now, I could this one, but then I'm going to make it even smaller. So these here, probably for fillers, but there's bees that are that tiny. So I want to use those, and we're going to have to figure out how we can get these cocoons out. But if you got any ideas on that, just shoot them in the comments. Let us know. But all of these have been done. And yes, that took me quite a bit of time. And I actually almost got a blister right there. Okay, now, some I'm going to use just a plain old coffee can. This is a coffee can. Metal. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I want to do like maybe put some old leaves in, or a pine cones in the bottom is what I'm thinking. And then put some of my tubes in here, lay them across, and then maybe something else on top. Straw, just something. You want to give them something, different insects, not just the leafcutter bees or the solitary bees. Okay, another great idea for a container. Now, I do need to put a couple more in here, just for fill-ins. But this is just a simple carnation instant breakfast container. That's all this is. It has a lid that I could actually stick on here, make some, like a bee design or something, where the bees can go in, get in whatever they want to, and it would be closed off. Or I can leave it as it is, and it's ready. All I need to do is secure it to a tree, a building, something of that nature. I have loads of these containers, so that's a good way of reusing something. Right now, we don't have, my husband has, well, he can't return to work. He had brain surgery in November. We found out he cannot return to work, so, we use what we have. Great idea for that. My daughter has to have this daily, or she loses weight. She's underweight, has been since birth, premature. So I have loads of those. Here's another cute little idea. This is actually a candle holder. It's a unique cut piece of glass. Well, how am I going to hang it? Well, I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough that my son 3D prints. He is going to 3D print me a hanger to actually use this. I love how it looks. These are nice and tight in here. And I need to put one more little one right in here in this section. But I love the way that looks. And let me see if I can find my other idea, and I'll be right back. Okay, another cute little idea. The little short ones. We have them here. And I've got them stuck into a coffee cup. This is the Genuine Antique Person been there, done that, can't remember cup. And I've just stuck them in here. You know, some of them are really short. We've got one that's sticking out, which I'm not, you know, that doesn't bother me. And the reason is, you know, you want little things the bees can, you know, see and know, well, this is my home. This can be hung, your coffee cup, just like a normal coffee cup, and put a little hanger on the side of a building or whatnot, and hang it like so. I mean, there you go. That's another cute little idea. And any little coffee cup, old coffee cup, maybe a chipped coffee cup. I had several in there that I put flowers in. But I guess that's about it. Can you think of anything else? You know, help, if anything, if you can't do what we're doing here, because we plan on doing more, we plan on putting out loads of these tubes. If you can't do that, plant flowers. Simple wildflowers or something of that nature. Just throw out a pack of seeds that can help the bees, the butterflies, you name it.
And research the native plants would be the best
Yes.
for the bees, because they ain't been messed with in any ways, and it's the natural pollen and stuff. They ain't been bred for ornamentals or whatnot. The ones that are native to the area are the best ones for your bees. Will produce the best pollen for them.
We are going to be planting our own seeds. We have got several different varieties. I've already started planting, me and my husband started planting some peppers and tomatoes and lavender seed. I've actually got those in the little mini greenhouse. But just plant lots of seeds, and you can find a variety of seeds. I mean, you can find seeds in the store. You can also find them on Etsy. Loads of Etsy shops have wonderful selections in seeds. And you can just, you know, like he said, Google what is, you know, for your area. That's what, you know, we have looked into. And then we were fortunate enough to get a hold of, like, some sourwood trees that were growing at our daughter's home. We've got those planted. Wonderful for bees. But I'll quit dragging on with the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do click subscribe, like our videos, feel free to share, help get us seen. Every share, every like, that helps us to be able to do more. We have lists of things we want to do. And thank you for watching, and have a blessed day, and happy creating.